Good afternoon, everybody. Today is the 29th of July, so it's Thursday afternoon. School's just finished, and we had about 11 or 12 kids here at school today. So we managed to walk them out, and off they've gone home. So we're very, very pleased for the amount of community support that we've had over this week. And gee whiz, we do recognise that it's hard for you to be managing the kids at home and sustaining remote learning. I did really want to impress upon everybody that it isn't our intention that your kids are sitting down all day long working on everything from 9 till 3. There's got to be a bit of variety throughout the day. We're trying to build that opportunity into the students' learning programs. So if you're giving the kids some time off to run around, to have some lunch and some downtime, don't feel bad, because that's exactly what we do here as well. And certainly from an educator's point of view, we really think that a good bit of balance is healthy for the kids, and we recognise that this is a really strange sort of time for everybody. And from my point of view, I'm really conscious of the teachers who are also managing their own kids at home, and we've had a couple of teachers who've had kids sort of photo bombing their way into video conferences we've had. I know that some of our teachers have been really working very hard to get their kids engaged in their online learning. So all those same things that you as parents are doing, our teachers are sort of involved with that in terms of their parenting role. And as a teacher role, they're trying to support everyone in the community as best as we absolutely can. So I've got a few photos to share with you, and I can sort of, hopefully, that will let you know exactly what's been happening here at school this week, because we really recognise that it's not been a normal week at all. So up on the screen now, this was taken on about Tuesday. This is the car park during the middle of the day, and put this in perspective. This car park is normally absolutely full, and we have a second car park, as you know, that we would generally have a few more cars in. One of those cars is Nene's car, the cleaner's car, and the rest of those are all the staff who are on site on that particular day. I took a photo this day of all of the kids who were in years 3 through 6. So what's happening with those students is we're putting all the students in the same room. Actually, this was all the students from kindergarten through to year 6, and we have a couple of casual teachers who are supporting us. So the role of those teachers at the moment is to supervise the students, but the students are actually involved in the learning at school that they would otherwise be doing at home. So it's fairly independent. We're making sure that they're not climbing the walls or anything like that, of course, the same as you guys are, but it is really a fairly independent activity, which means, I guess, that there's no relative advantage or disadvantage to being at school or at home. They're engaged in exactly the same type of curriculum. And in fact, in this room here, this particular student here and this student here, they were currently involved in a video conference with their teachers at home, and the rest of the kids were in the class, in their lounge rooms that particular day. And downstairs, we had 3 students in Miss Culhane's class on that particular day. This is the school office, so it's pretty dark, pretty quiet. There's no one in there at the moment, and we've turned the air conditioning off, and it really is a bit of a ghost town. But the big effort for this week has been around getting work packs out, because with the change of status of Blacktown, the drive-through pickup process wasn't appropriate. So earlier on this week, all of these packs went out, and I'm aware that they've arrived at home, and the post office was very pleased to see us. There's our friendly Edmonton Post Office proprietor who was helping us with that process. And then just today, the work packs for week 4 went out, and they should be arriving in houses tomorrow or on Monday. And that's them all loaded up in the back of the postie's car. So I guess the big news that we all heard yesterday was that the current lockdown period will continue for another 4 weeks from Saturday. So that was yesterday's big news, which means obviously that remote learning will continue for that long. The good news is that we're in the routine of what remote learning looks like. Any of the little bumps that were left over from our previous experiences, we've got through those. Now that we're in a routine of delivering the online lessons and work packs, that should be fairly smooth. The other thing that happened was today, with a further restriction on Blacktown residents only being able to exercise and to move within 5 kilometres of home. We don't yet know what that means for our school staffing level. There are some exemptions that apply to school staff, but they're fairly limited. and we only have currently 2 staff members that live within 5 kilometres of Lethbridge Park School. So we're not sure how the workplace versus the residents is taken into account in these new rules, but we'll keep you updated as they evolve. I think it's, obviously everybody can see that staffing the school is a big challenge, and there's a few things we need to take into account. Of course, there is the rules that come from the state government about keeping students at home, which obviously we're getting some fantastic support from the community, and I cannot thank everybody enough for that. I'm very, very pleased. The other part of that is we need to be very careful about having our staff cross boundaries. We need to make sure that my staff's kids are at home with them, so they're not actually in other schools around the place as well. So in amongst all of that, we have to create a plan, but at the same time, we need to make sure that the teachers have enough time and resources to be engaged appropriately in remote learning. And so for most of our older students, the teachers are spending a fair bit of time in Microsoft Teams engaged with them. It isn't my expectation that the teacher would be in Microsoft Teams all day on call. It would be probably more appropriate that they touch base, that there's a series of work and lessons that the students get on with. The teacher engages in their activities, which includes the phone calls home and preparing the videos, etc. And then from there, they would touch base again, and that would occur several times throughout the day. And that's probably a similar sort of pattern to what we're seeing with our young students as well. So I'll be expecting that you'll be hearing from the school about twice a week. If you've not, it would be really worth sending us an email with your current phone number just to make sure that we do have that on record. So we would expect some communication coming through this evening from the Department of Education. I don't know what that is. I'm guessing that it'll be really around impressing upon everybody how important it is for parents to keep students at home unless they're essential workers. And as I said, we're getting great support from the community, so I can only thank you for that. We still have 5 staff on site, and so we still have a fair way to go to get that down to 2. And that's really what we are trying to do. But that will be the challenge for us for over the next 4 weeks. If there's anything we can do, of course, please email or give us a telephone call, and we will follow through with that. In terms of computer support, I've been trying to manage that from this end, and really the only way we're able to manage that at the moment is via the use of a courier, and we're sort of having a drop one off and pick one up type approach. So the courier and I have become great friends. But Mr. Neesby has organised a video for us, which I'm going to tack onto the end of this to show you some of the things that have been happening here at Lethbridge Park Public School. If we don't talk tomorrow, I will look forward to catch up with you after the weekend. If there's any significant changes, of course, I will keep you in the loop.
Hello parents and carers of Lethbridge Park. My name is Mr. Neesby and I'm teaching 2 Purple. And I wanted to be able to share with you some of the really awesome things that we've been seeing from our students during this time with remote learning. During this remote learning period, it's been very important for us to make sure that we remain focused on literacy and numeracy. We began our literacy focus this term by having students write a response to a prompt. And as we can see here, we have a story that has been continued based off the prompt of the picture and the writing at the beginning for the story. With the 2021 Tokyo Olympic Games starting up, we were able to use this as an opportunity for students to write a recount based off one of the events from the Olympic Games. This writing was then continued by having students write a persuasive text from those events that they've seen as to which one they would like to see in our school as a school sport. Our literacy focus continued into students' spelling skills, and we can see here students have been able to use spelling words in sentences correctly, as well as being able to put their spelling words into alphabetical order. Our students have even been able to show their literacy skills through reading, via reading comprehension tasks, as well as reading through videos on Seesaw. Students have had to focus on their numeracy skills, where we have been looking at a focus on friends of 10. We have been looking at money and how Australian coins and notes are valued. Students have also been showing us their understanding of length, looking at the meter as a unit of measurement. And we know there will be plenty more things that our students will be able to show us. And this has all been possible thanks to our parents that have been supporting their children during this remote learning, making sure that their children are getting their work done and giving them the assistance that they need, that they would normally be able to get from their teachers, but unfortunately they're not able to get that at this time. So I really do want to say a big thank you to all of you parents out there that have been helping your children to maintain their schoolwork, to continue their learning during this remote learning time. Thank you very much.